You're welcome to Apex Telecoms. Thank you. Now, today's topic is on telecommunication engineering and the best areas to specialize as an upcoming graduate engineer. Now, gone are the days we used to have telecom equipment or tools at a fixed network where we use phones, robust phones that we used to dial on the device, and then we wait for a response from the other end. We could not carry these phones to other areas because they were fixed. Hence the name fixed network. Later on, there was a new revolution of GSM network. Now, our discussion today is on the GSM network. And it is a topic as looking at telecommunication engineering and then knowing the best areas of specialty or where to specialize. So we're going to talk about the essential areas under telecommunication engineering, which is basically GSM network. And then you know where it will help you if you're a graduate or you have an upcoming telecom engineer, where to move. Now, if you look at telecommunication engineering, or basically the GSM network, we have various categories that you can talk about. So if you want to work for any telecom network or telecom operator as an engineer, these are the various areas where you can specialize or where you can work. One is the radio access network. The radio access network, they are in charge of ensuring that all the telephone calls and all the data calls that we make as subscribers, they are in charge of managing all these calls or all these media and then transport them into the core network. So the RAN team or the radio access network team, their main role is to manage the radio network for us. And talking about radio network, we are talking about 2G, 3G, and 4G. That's a second generation, third generation, and then fourth generation, which we sometimes call LTE, or long-term evolution. Now, the next category where you can work as an engineer in the telecom network is the core network team. Now, the core network team emphasis on the basic components that process the calls. And when I'm talking about calls, I'm talking about voice calls or data calls. So the core network team, their job is basically to manage or to help us process all the telephone calls that we make as subscribers. Likewise, data or internet on our phones. The next category that we can talk about is optimization. Now, optimization falls under two areas. We have the radio optimization team, and then we have the core optimization team. So the radio optimization team, they ensure that subscribers on the network are working on the right frequencies so that they have the better service on the network. Likewise, the core optimization team, they also check to ensure that the right parameters which are necessary for the network to process calls are done properly. The next category is the OSS and reporting team. These guys, basically what they do is to help us to understand the network properly. They help us to know which area we are moving, whether we are gaining more subscribers, whether our network quality is of essence to the subscribers, and whether we are also having good revenue. So they help us basically to check the various statistics on a network, or to help us to generate reports which are essential for our management team to have a look at. The next category of people we can talk about are the project team. The project team basically set up what is called the work breakdown structures pertaining to every project that the network team or the engineering team will get. So it's their duty to ensure that all projects right from scratch are executed successfully. Our next category is the value-added services and intelligent network team. Now, the value-added services, or simply put, VAS, we can talk about these small services that we have. Example, SMS. You can also have what? Voicemail. You can also have connectivity to the SMSE, that is third-party services like short codes. This all falls under VAS. And normally, those who work under these areas use platforms like Unix, Linux, and other operating tools to work most often. The IN guys basically are in charge of charging all the services being rendered to subscribers. So the IN team, they check to ensure that the right tariffs are given to subscribers on the network. Our next category where you can specialize or to feature, it can be the field engineers. The field engineers, basically they handle the installations and all that, like the masts, those BTS, those tall towers you see outside. Those tall towers you see, some are BTS, some are RBS, some are Node Bs, and some are Node Bs. So all those works around these areas, the field engineers ensure that we have all these equipments stable, and in the right position. Our next set of guys are the civil works. Now, the civil works area is their duty to ensure that all equipments newly bought are installed properly. If you want to maybe expand our network elsewhere, it's the duty of the civil works engineers to ensure that we have power supply in that area, to ensure that sites we are going to install our new equipments are the right place. Our next set are the transmission engineers. The transmission engineers, they work hand in hand with the IP engineers or the mobile packet backbone network. Transmission engineers or transmission team, they work using what's called the microwaves, the DWDM, the SDH, and all that, fiber optics. So all these are transmission equipments that are being used to transport the media, which is basically the voice or data from one place to another. And with the help of the IP team, they transport this media. So under the engineering sector or the engineering side and the telecom, these are the areas I've summarized for you. But the question is, which area do you think is of essential in today's modern world? Let's talk about the RAN team. The RAN team has been what? Evolving from years back. RAN team or the radio access network. Now we have 2G. The data went to 2.5G, then to 3G, 4G. Now we have 5G. So if you look at the RAN team, there is no way the RAN team is going to go down now. The RAN team is still on focus. They are still moving forward. So as the world revolves around, we are moving to 5G, we move to 6G, they also move ahead. So if you want to work in the RAN team, that is a very good area. You are going to work with equipment like the BSC, the BTS, the RBS. This is for 2G. You also be working with the RNC and then the Node Bs. This is for 3G. You also be working with what? The E Node Bs. This is for what? Your 4G. 5G is also in the corner. So whatever the equipment will be, you will still be revolving and you still be going forward. So working under RAN team or to specialize under RAN is a very good area for you. So if you want to work under RAN team, thumbs up for you. Now, let's go to the core network team. The core network is made up of circuit switch and packet switch. Circuit switch is responsible for processing voice calls. Packet switch is responsible for processing data calls. Now, the circuit switch, we have fundamental nodes for you to know. Talk of the mobile switching equipment, mobile switching gateway, home location register. You can also talk about other core. That will be what we included. Now, if you know the fundamentals of the circuit switch, then you can what? Build your knowledge to know the packet switch. The packet switch handles data calls. And the packet switch is made up of only two components. That is the 7 GPRS node and a gateway GPRS node. So these two nodes are interconnected to the CS core components to process data. So CS is basically to process voice calls, and PS is basically to process data calls. Now, in this modern world now, people are getting used to the data. Talk of Facebook, talk of email, WhatsApp, and all that. People are now getting used to what? Data. These days, people don't even like calling on using CS or using voice calls. They prefer to call the person on WhatsApp. Why? Because it's cost effective, it is cheap, okay? Compared to the CS, it's quite expensive. You'll be calling the person, especially when it's international, you spend a lot of money. On the PS, if the person is on WhatsApp, it's very cheap. So you can see that PS has been revolving. Now, the PS process the data calls. We moved from 2G to 3G to 4G. Now, the PS revolving is around the speed of transmission. So the higher the grade, the faster the speed for you. People are now using data call more than CS. So if you ask me, if you want to specialize in CS in the future as a graduate or as a telecom engineer, upcoming one, I will tell you focus on PS. But first, try and build a foundation on the CS side, and then you move to the PS. Because with time, CS will fade out. The only nodes that will be essential on the CS will be the home location register, which keeps the subscribers for us. The home location register, that's like a database of all the subscribers in the network. So you can build a knowledge under CS for some time, and then later you specialize in the PS. So if you ask me, if you want to work in the core network team, my area of recommendation is work as a GPRS engineer or as a packet core engineer. You can work as a circuit switch engineer, but don't be there for long. 2 years, 3 years maximum, you move to PS. That is my recommendation for you as an upcoming engineer. The optimization team, which are the third category, they also work to ensure that the quality of the network is at hand. So radio optimization, core optimization, basically they help to fine-tune the network at all times. So for them, their job is also very good, and it will never fade out. It will never fade out. Optimization, it involves what? RF, planning, all that. So their job is of essential and of great importance to the telecom industry. So if you want to specialize under optimization, that is a very good area for you. It's a very good area for you. The next line is the OSS reporting. Now, the reporting team basically gathers reports in the network. What they do is they collaborate with the head of department or the network director to ensure that the network is on focus. So the management normally takes these reports and then do their assessment to see how their company is performing. So OSS reporting team is also a very vital area. If you specialize in this area, thumbs up for you. The next one is the project team. Project team is also a very good area. But my worry is project team, they only operate when there's a project. If there's no project, they are just there. They only to manage the pending projects. So project team is okay, but for me, it's more of like a management area. So for the engineering area, it's good, but when it comes to areas of maybe redundancy and all that, if you want to lay off staff, most guys in this area may be laid off because we need to have projects running at all times. And if there's no projects, the company might lay you off. The next one is VAS, Value Added Service and IM team. The VAS, like I said, like the SMS, voicemail, short codes, different kind of services. Then the IM also does the charging. This normally goes hand in hand. This is a very great area to be because for sure, this is where the revenue of the company is. These guys manages the revenue of the company. So management will deem it interest to always collect or to know how much they are making. So this is also an essential and a very important area. It will never fade out, not today or tomorrow. Field engineers. Field engineers are okay, but to rely only on them for a while, if there's any issue, they might also go out. Field engineers, is good to have them on the field, but can you be there forever? No. Civil works, project and all that. So civil work installation of equipment and all that is also of great essence and importance. It's also a very good area, but I will not recommend you to go there now. Now, transmission team, those who handle the fiber, the DWDM, the SDH, microwave, and all that, is also a great area. These guys normally work hand in hand in the RAN team to ensure continuous services in the network. Transmission team have great importance in the network. Their job is of great essence in the network because you are building different sites. You need a transmission guy to come to their aid. Transmission team, their job is always secured. So they are also of great essence and importance. Likewise, the NPPN IP team. So if you want to specialize in this area under telecom operator, in summary, try and know the fundamentals of GSM network. Understand how a GSM networks work. Then from there, you can choose to either work as a RAN team engineer, choose to work as a core network team engineer, preferably a PS, choose to work as an optimization person, preferably as radio optimization engineer, choose to work as an OSS or reporting engineer, VAS IN engineer, or transmission engineer, or MPPN IP engineer. So this, from experience and from the way I've seen things, the way the telecom industry is moving now, these are the areas that I can foretell or for sure tell you that if you specialize and you're looking for a job, the flexibility is always assured. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I hope this has been very helpful to you. Thank you very much and have a good day. Thank you.